Alright, so let's have a look at the mix for Hold My Sober. We'll start with just drums and bass. So it's a bass intro. That's kind of a mad effect I was using. It's a combination of this effect on my Zoom B3 and then some drive from the HX Stomp. You can see here. Let's just listen to the bass isolated without any effects. It's my Alan Woody hollow body bass. Lovely clear sound. But then we put on this crazy effect and it's something completely different. So that's the bass. You got your DI and your main bass, put them together. Obviously this isn't the mix that was done by Chris Hockey. These are just the tracks that we sent him. So let's get into it. So we'll go again. Drums come in. Actually the drums should have come in already. And they're muted. Okay. Here we go now. Drums come in right at the start, just after the little bass intro. Okay, so Evan McGinty on drums. We recorded this in the School of Music in Cork. Let's solo the drums. Absolutely fantastic drummer, Evan. Met him when I was in college there in Cork. And that's an amazing studio and has this crazy kit with really thick rims on it. I don't know much about drums, but it sounded good. And you heard that reverse cymbal there just as the song kicked in. This is it. Just, I don't know. I just was feeling that at the time. I said we put that in the song. So let's just listen to that little intro bit, bass and drums. And I hit my octave pedal there when the beat really kicks in. And what's happening in the guitar at that section? Not much. It's not much guitar at the very start. There's it goes doodle doodle, does that little lead in bit. So yeah, now we got the vocals. Pretty much got the full mix there. So let's look at some of the guitar bits. So that's pretty much my bass sound for the whole song and the drum sound. So let's have a look at some of the guitar. So what's going on here? In this, on the rhythm guitar, he's kind of following, he's doing some stuff with the he's copying the melody. That's very light in the mix. Just following the melody with the guitar there. So some cool stuff happens here when he gets going on the chorus. So let's hear this. So let's solo some of these guitars. We used a lot of microphones and the amp was literally hopping off the floor. So we've got the DI, the E906, a fake Royer from Thoman, and the SM57. Everyone's doing this now. They saw Rick Beato doing it. Basically, they're completely different sounding microphone. One is a bit toppy and the other one is more bassy. So when you combine them, you get an awesome sound. So let's just listen to the Royer. Very rich, thick sounding microphone, and then the 57. A bit more bitey. Has a bit more of a bitey sound, and then this one, another popular one for guitar. Then you kind of mix them together, not like evenly, but whatever way you want them. And the DI, that's just for reamping. If you wanted to reamp some stuff, so. That's class. So the next thing up is Aury's solo. I think he does the feedback into it on this track here. So that this is, we really had the amp cranked to get this feedback, and I think it sounds class. So we'll have a good listen to that. Not sure, was that the one we used for the solo? It must be on that track, yeah. So this is our first time, we did the drums in the studio with Chris Hockey, but then me and Aury recorded all the other parts. So it was our first time doing it. We were a bit unorganized, it was kind of all over the place, but it was definitely a fun process. So let's hear that with the whole track. So, no, I don't know. Such a cool solo, and then the vocal, obviously, gotta look at the vocal. It's the most important part in the song. Sometimes we forget that, as when me anyway, a bass player, instrumentalist, but yeah, I do know that the vocal is the most important part in the song, and that's the bit that everyone listens to mainly.
Hold my soul back, woven in the palm of your hand.
So yeah, great singing from Aury as usual. And then the second solo, I'm not sure if that was the vocal part we used, because this is an old project, and obviously Chris got all the files and made a purse out of it. So yeah, the second solo. So this one was actually supposed to just be the bass and guitar copying each other, doing that little rundown thing. And then when we got into the studio, my shed, we decided to put a solo over it. We were originally both going to go do that thing, but we're always trying to add bits to the songs, make them more interesting. Every section kind of do something different if we can. So Aury did this mad solo. I don't know how he can. Okay, so now we're into the outro. So there's one more little bass thing I do. So I have this setting. I could have been one of the stock settings on the HX Stomp. I can't remember, but it's like an organ sound. I really like it. And a lot of the bass sounds in this are very weird. Some people are always thinking he's lost it, but you know what? I'm really having fun with this project, this band, and I am trying some different things. Sure, why not? So let's hear that in the context of the song.
Sober, hold my sober till it's over. Hold my sober, hold my sober.
Right, I love this drum beat that Evan does. So I'm nearly finished now. I didn't think this video would be this long, but I kind of just starting getting into this now. This beat that he does here is really cool. Kind of tribal. I love that bit where Aury does that one note at the end. That's pretty much the song. Hope you enjoyed that. If you want me to do more of these for our next few singles, I can. It's a fun process. And yeah, follow us, listen to the song, buy some merch, come to our gigs. Sun Merchant is the name of the band. Thanks very much.